Yesterday. Oh, you brought it into the first week of term, yeah?
Yeah. And we just we cut up those ones that we came up with and got staff to...
The focus statements, do you mean, or the non-negotiables?
The non-negotiables,
okay,
yeah. For our school, and got staff to prioritise them, which was good.
Oh.
Some good, rich discussion about what things were important and whether there were some things there that didn't need to be there and some things that were in.
Mm-hmm. Just out of interest, what did they reach a consensus about what was the most important out of those non-negotiables?
That number was...
the priority in primary.
Yeah.
That's nice. Had they acted in that belief before you'd had the discussion, or was it like up here when these people said it was like, oh, thank God, big weight off your shoulders to be told that number can be a priority?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I just said reaffirmed a lot of what they...
Reaffirmed, yeah, that's good. Okay.
And so Paul and I'll probably go back and we've still got those in that order, and then we'll put together something and revisit it again.
Okay.
Come up with a set of activities
For your school, yeah. Did your staff come up with any additional ones themselves, or it wasn't part of the conversation?
No, it was part of the conversation. Somebody said that it needs to be resourced, that literacy needs to be
Yeah.
and supported in terms of supporting kids that learn and need. But that was all.
Yeah. It's interesting, that one about resources. I have my own little thing about that. I get a bit cross with schools when I go to, and the feeling I get sometimes from teachers is our maths results would be better if they just gave us more money.
Yeah.
And I probably bored you with that statement too, about Socrates or some bloke in a white sheet taught kids in a sandpit with a stick, as far as I know, and made geniuses out of them. So, but it's nice to have resources, but resources alone aren't enough. You can have all the best resources in the world, and if you've got a teacher out the front that's not really sure about how to deliver a lesson, or that they're not delivering to the needs of the kid, all the resources in the world won't make the kid a genius. Yeah, that's good. Okay, over at this table.
Well, we went back and we did the expectations. Ours is a working document. We said to the staff, this is a working document, and once we're finished with it, that will be what's happening at our school. So,
Yeah.
we did the expectations. We also looked at the learning focus statements, like you did, and identified in each area what's the expectations for, that.
Yeah.
And we also brainstormed the idea of what we would do each day of the week, and the staff agreed on 4 days of number and 1 of other.
Okay.
And that 4th day of number is going to be the working mathematically, the problem solving.
Yeah.
So we're really happy because that's now set in concrete.
That's great.
We're continuing on with this working document.
Okay, yeah, so it's like three of straight number, 1 working mathematically and 1 other. Yeah, that's good, yeah. And these things written in cement while everybody trials them, and then if it doesn't work, you go back and... Yeah, that's right, that's good. Yeah, that's good to give people the flexibility, but at the same time the expectation is, because we've decided on this, that's what we're all going to do, and then you can feed back honestly that did or didn't work for us. Yeah, okay. What about this table? Everyone does the eyes around going.
Can I talk to Samantha and then she'll jump in, because she's talked to her, well, she's done all the journals school. I'm on next Monday. Samantha's trialled with the 3 4s in her area, so she's trialling over the format, and then when she gets an opportunity to talk to staff, she's going to have some feedback. She'll be able to have staff and say, yes, we've tried this and we do this. So she's going to have their background there to really be able to do this when she does public stuff.
Yeah.
Well, don't start with everybody if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't quite been able to get to my whole staff yet. That starts next week.
Okay.
I thought I can do the background, try and get a name document
Yeah.
organised and trialled first before I introduce it to the staff.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. So you feel more comfortable then, even when you stand up with the staff, to be able to give examples of what worked and what didn't work and how you went about it. That's good.
Yeah, so the 3 14 in 2 weeks we're going to review if we need to change something on the plan.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea too. Yep. I'm going to talk you through, first of all, my idea of how large this document would be, just to allay your fears. My version was 4 pages is ample. That's not huge to be done, 4 pages. And I said that somewhere, and my example was, and I'm not going to put this up on the web because it's not actually the document that you're going to use, but in essence, Lena was agreeable that that's about the size of the document we're looking at, about 4 pages. So it's not too huge anyway. And I said somewhere in there has to be those non-negotiables listed so that everybody's aware of what it is. My idea, I took a whole page, but I was just like blurbing on about the kinds of things that people might put in there. I felt that it would be of advantage for schools to develop a scope and sequence. And for me, I had that as like 2 pages somewhere. Remember, we talked about a whole school assessment plan, and it's a 1-page document. You had an example given to you. So it's like, what are the preps doing each term? What are they doing at level 1? What are they doing at level 2? And then I said that somewhere in there has to be reference to a common term planning template. Again, remember we talked about, and you've got the handout for it, I've put an example on this sheet that I sent to Lena, that in many schools there's a different term planner or term planning document used at each level or sometimes each class, and it's absolutely unnecessary. If everybody's on the same page, there's no reason why the term planner, it's different to your weekly planner or different to your work program. They'll be whatever they are for your best use, but there's no reason why everyone in the school shouldn't be, when you go with that bowl of jelly beans to have planning day, you shouldn't be all filling out the same kind of template, so that, you know, based on we've done that scope and sequence for maths, then here's the document we're going to fill in to show what we're going to be doing for this term. That seems like it would be neat and easy. So they were my suggestions to Lena, and I was saying about a 4-page document. Now, as it turned out, when she sent me back her little example of what she thought would be required, it was interesting for me because I'd put, I was thinking that you were to have completed, for example, every one of those documents that I've just called out by the end of the year. For example, the scope and sequence and everything. The planner that she sent back to me is more about setting up that we need to achieve one of or create one of these documents rather than the actual creation of the document itself. If you get my drift, that it's a planning document more about planning for planning rather than actual doing it, yeah. So that's a bit more like not so much pressure, except I was thinking if we're this far down the track, you may as well do the thing anyway. Here's an example, and this, of course, will be on the slideshow that'll be wherever they are that you can access them. So, for example, she's suggesting that you will pick an improvement area. Now, the example that's stuck up here is you might decide you're going to do monitoring and assessment. Then what is it that you're hoping to achieve? There's your goal. How are you going to do it? And then here's the actions. You see what I mean about develop a whole school assessment schedule? It's listed here in this planning document, where I was thinking, you know, by the end of the year you'd be able to actually do that. It's a 1-page document, you know, who cares? It would and they've got here the document that will be produced as a result of that is a whole school assessment plan. So as I said, this is just Northern Region still tossing around what it is they want, but it's not so frightening. That's probably my message to you, as perhaps was first thought. Except for me, I'd be thinking just make the planning document, you know, the whole school assessment plan. Yeah, rather than make the plan about making the plan.